Hi, Doug Wallman. I am here today to do an unboxing of some Behringer C-2 microphones. They come in a matched stereo pair. And right now I'm using the Octava MK-012 with the cardioid capsule, not the Omni, not the hypercardioid, but the cardioid capsule, because if we are doing a comparison, which I guess reluctantly I may have to do a little bit of that, that would be the most fair, because I do believe the C2s have the same type of thing with the cardioid. I'm not sure if they're capsule unscrewable or what, but I don't think they're interchangeable by any means. So with that, I guess I do have to mention though that I am using the voice channel by ART, the ART voice channel. I may have to go on to use some different things, but we'll just compare one microphone mono with one microphone mono to begin with. But first, let me do the unboxing before we get into any just kind of sound comparisons maybe, or if I do decide not to do comparisons, we'll just say, well, this is what it sounds like. But we'll probably do a little bit of comparison to begin with for sure. All right, the unboxing next. All right. Sorry to say I'm going to have to do a reenactment of the unboxing because stuff happened. Let's just say I tried recovery software to get the video back. Did not happen. But I don't even have the box this came in. I think I got rid of it already. But that's okay. You open up the box. Here's your Sweetwater candy. Believe it or not, I never did get into that yet. Sometimes I just leave candy alone, but yeah, it comes with some nice candy from Sweetwater. And their returns and exchanges and thank you. Ooh, a little sticker from Sweetwater. I think that's what that was, or decal or something. Cool. I never honestly noticed that till now. Yeah, sticker. All right, moment of truth. Of course, I've already actually unboxed this, but so it's in a reenactment. It's not fake unless I had the box and had tape over the box, like the shipping tape. Then it might be fake. But this is a reenactment, and I'm being honest about the fact that this is what this is, a reenactment. Turning down my ISO. Try to act surprised. Oh, nice. User's manual. I did look into that a little bit. Some of my unboxing clip did survive. You'll see that next. So it comes with this nice hard shell case. Nice looking microphone. And you might be able to see that it does have some options there. A low cut filter, minus 10 dB, and then just the normal operation on top there. So yeah. Then it comes with the two foam filter, wind pop filters or whatever. And it comes with the microphone clip, a couple of those of course. Just trying to get in focus there. And I'm still using the Octava MK-012 in their stereo bar, which honestly I don't quite get. So let me show you what goes on here. You can take this out. Most people, I think, are going to have to adopt this. So take out that adapter there. So you have it so you can put it there on one side, but you're going to be stuck not having one for the other side unless you go out and buy one. Now, I did go to the music store locally. They do not have these, so they said your best bet is Amazon. I think it's like 5/8 to some other measurement, I forget. I'd hate to tell you wrong, maybe 3/8. But I think 5/8 is in the measurement. So you'll need another one, more than likely to even use it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a, not to insult anyone's intelligence, but yeah, you'll have to. Where's the right ISO for this? Because when it's black, then it's not enough. And when I have something white in there, then it's too much. You know what I mean? But, so, yeah, I'll need another one for this one. This obviously won't cut it. But not really too much of a gripe. I mean, maybe I'm missing something and someone's laughing right now. It's possible, but I don't think so. I think that was a little, probably standard industry how they do that. But, yeah, I think we'll just go down to the next part of the video. So that was my unboxing. So yeah, we get the two microphones and they are cardioid, given that signal, not signal, but the emblem there. And it's kind of hard to focus in on it. You see that? Well, it would be easier if I did like that. And yes, these can unscrew, but they're not interchangeable with anything. And I have already done it, but I don't really want to risk cross-threading for absolutely no reason. So trust me, they do come off. There's a little turn, just a little turn to show you that I'm not lying. All right. So I'll probably try to set these up, or at least one, so we have a begin with mono, so you can compare it with this Octava MK-012. See how it sounds compared to that? Though do keep in mind I am using a pretty high quality preamp, but it's a high quality preamp for the A and a high quality preamp for the B, so it's not really unfair. So we'll do a little setup with that next. All right. Try not to speak too plosively into the microphone. Like I said before, I took off my windscreen. Talks a little bit about the fact that it needs a power supply. Talks about the pickup patterns, and yes, I can confirm this is a cardioid. It says that. Even talks about the so-called proximity effect is typical for this kind of microphone. Possible applications. Both microphones have been matched to one another. Therefore, they are particularly well suited for stereo recordings. Regardless of whether you are making an entire ensemble or a single sound source, like piano, drums, vocals, this pair of condenser microphones lets you achieve outstanding spatial impressions in every recording session. Talks about the low-cut filter, microphone installation, audio connection, level setting, adjusting the basic sound. I don't see anything specifically on different stereo configurations. But with that, we'll get on to the next thing. I will set these up. Might have maybe a time lapse or something. All right, this is what it sounds like. I got it all set up, just mono this time. Pretty cool. I guess there's a list here to read of different things I can read while doing a microphone test. Used to test the speech attributes of communication systems utilized by the military, the Harvard sentences include 72 different lists of 10 lines each. Yeah. So here's a few things they recommend. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. I think I heard a little tiny plosive there. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. Now let's see if I can get a little closer without plosives. Test 1, 2. It seems like it's a little less sensitive to that, maybe. But on my own off camera, I did get one plosive. But it seems like it might be a little more accepting of that. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. Yeah, I got a little plosive there. Let's put this on. Alright, so I got my wind filter on. Testing 1, 2, 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Can you hear me? Can you feel it now? Can you feel the bass? In the morning voice, it would be even more bassy than this. By the way, the Behringer C-2 clip does fit on the Octava MK-19, but it's too tight for my personal preferences. And I already did put it on and took it off. And I'm hoping I didn't scratch it or something. I don't think so, but I don't want to demonstrate it again. Should I, though? It fits. There you go. Okay. Never again. Never again. It does fit. Watch me do that all the time, but hopefully not. Testing. I also forgot to mention this lovely hard case. Notice it's plastic, but I like it. I like the little touches Behringer does do on some of their stuff. I mean, I do have the U-Phoria UMC 404 HD audio interface, but I'm not using it right now. Testing. Well, so let's do a quick swap again for the Octava MK-012 and see how it does for more of a proximity effect. Of course, I will have to use a pop filter, or maybe it's more like a windscreen or whatever you call these, a foam filter. Okay. So we'll do a quick swap. Okay. So without even thinking about it, I put the Octava MK-012 in this Behringer clip and it worked fine. Not saying I want to really do that, but I just did it without even a thought. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now we have to say other things besides that. Hoping my computer fan doesn't kick on just because of Safari. It shouldn't. So looking up my history, I should have a few things already set for that kind of thing. But we already read some of that. See, the small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Now if I'm going to do proximity, let's get right up here. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan, whoa, I got a little distortion there, didn't I? Test 1, 2. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. Okay, that's enough of that. I think you get the general idea. And some of my settings here may actually be a little weird. There, I turned it up a little. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2. We'll put it back on the Behringer. We'll put it back on the Behringer, folks. The Behringer. This is the Octava MK-012 on a cardioid microphone. We don't always have to talk like that, obviously. Testing one. Testing one. Well, that's... I think we're so we got compression going on here, too. We're borderline distorting. Testing 1, 2, 3. I better turn it back down. Folks. Actually, that wasn't too bad, though. We'll leave it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. I think you heard enough of that. Let's do, well, put it on the Octave. Sorry, we'll put it on the Behringer one last time, just so you get to hear that mono one more time. Then we'll do a stereo configuration after that. All right, we're back with the Behringer. Her purse was full of useless trash. The cult reared and threw the tall rider. The cult reared and threw the tall rider. But again, we'll probably talk more like back here. And this is with the foam wind shield on there. All right. Let's next configure it for 2 microphones. And we'll probably start with the foam filters off, I suppose. All right. So I'll probably do a time lapse of me putting that on there, just rearranging everything and making that work. Enjoy. Because I'd hate to do... I'm recording in 4K, and I used up like a 64 gigabyte SD card in no time. Wow. Of course, a lot of those were outtakes, but okay. All right, I think I have it semi-dialed in, testing. Actually, I had to invert my headphones because I made it so that my left here is your right and my right is your left. So to make it less confusing for me, I just turned my headphones around the other way. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. Notice I can pick up a little wind noise there. The small pup, not a hole in the sock. Yeah, we've done a lot of those kind of sayings. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now, if I was going to do ASMR now, I don't know if I am or not. Maybe I'll include some ASMR-esque things. I'm wondering how this goes over with me. But for example, you could hear it pan. Say we do have some plosives there. So before I do that again, what if we could spread these out this way? Would it matter if we spread the image apart just a little more? Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Can you hear the police sirens outside? Test 1, 2. There's police sirens outside. I think more than one. How does this talk in the middle? How's this sound? I think this is roughly the middle. Then I noticed there's this other stereo configuration. You have to hear those sirens now. Or they do it. Could I mimic that? Would I know how to even do that? Roughly. Roughly that seems to be what that is. I'm not sure what the advantage of that is exactly, but that's I don't know if that's an XY configuration. You're not going to see it from here, but I'm mimicking what's on my Zoom N1H, H1N. I always get that mixed up. Yeah, well, does that test 1, 2? I'm not sure exactly what that does, but I guess it sounds pretty good. Test 1. Now I have a couple different audio interfaces too. I could quick try to set that up, but I don't want this configuration. I know that there's also, let's fix this. Get that roughly dialed in how I like it. Test 1, 2. Maybe not quite so far apart. All right. So test 2 blue fish swam in the tank. So maybe next I'll just do a quick audio sample with the Scarlet Focusrite, and then of course the Behringer, because the Behringer UMC-404 HD. But we'll try to make that really snappy and quick because this has dragged on quite a bit as it is. All right, this is the Focusrite Scarlet. I think it's i4, something like that. 4i4. I don't remember, but it's times 4. It has 4 inputs. Test 1, 2. I suppose you want to hear more of like a analog, singular mic. So I'd have to change one of these. I think I could just change it from Focusrite Control. We would get ourselves one mic. So only this mic works now. Test. So this is what it would sound like with just one mic. On the Focusrite, test 1, 2, 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Hopefully that's not a copyrighted statement or something. I don't think so. Did you get your gifts from Amazon this year? Did you? Let's go back to the other configuration. There we go. Now we're back to stereo. All right, so that is the Focusrite interface. Does it sound right? This one sounds less separated to me. Test. I don't know. Testing 1, 2, 3. 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 I think that might have taken care of it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. There's different ways of doing it. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. So that's the Focusrite control. Well, I'm using that to configure stuff, but that's the Focusrite Scarlet 4i4. I probably have it wrong, but it's the times 4 one. If they would have done it like everybody else, it would be times 4. So next we will try. All right, but first, ever so quickly, I am on the Octava MK-012 now, and still on the Scarlet, or the Focusrite Scarlet. So something to read. Peter Piper, so we got some plosive right there already. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I do have to be pretty careful up here. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now, why would you confuse your tongue like this on a mic check? Well, I'm doing it too. She sells seashells by the seashore to get your sibilants in, and your potential plosives in. Okay, that's enough of the MK-12 for right now. So yes, that was the Octava. We're going to go back to what we were before here, just for a second. I already know in advance that camera cut me off. I'm going to let you see it again. And it almost made it, so that's kind of what's funny about it. So next we will try. Camera, you are going to let me finish. So next, and I'm back to the Behringer. This is getting quite the deal back and forth. I'm back to the Behringer C-2s, but we are going to a different interface, which is going to be the Behringer U-Phoria UMC404 HD. So we're going to have Behringer microphones going through a Behringer interface. Lovely. It should be okay. It should be awesome. I am not so much a trasher of Behringer anymore. I had this older interface which gave out on me years ago, the PreSonus, and I had made it last a little longer by replacing caps, the PreSonus Firebox, but nothing I use anymore really uses Firewire. I mean, an older MacBook of mine does actually, but I don't usually use it. But before we get caught up in another conversation, let's move on. Next. Just super quick. So this is what it sounds like on the Behringer U-Phoria UMC 404 HD. Testing 1. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. Now, I did have to change the levels on quite a few things and gain stage things a little differently, but this is what it sounds like. It seems like I had to turn stuff up, but I honestly don't hear any noise floor like it matters. So testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, that's what that sounds like. Now, I suppose someone's going to want to know what it sounds like. Mono. There it is, mono. This one's dead. Test 1, mono. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. Hey, that's one thing I don't think I read before. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. Okay, I think I finally read all 10 of these things. Okay, quick, very quick. Let's put on the Oktava. All right, this is the Octava MK- is it 012 or 12? Her purse, yeah, I think I might have to turn that down a little. Her purse was full of useless trash. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. Testing 1, 2, 3. So there's some quick reference for you there. Test 1. I might have peeked out. Yeah, I did. I peeked out. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. So I'm going to end the video, though, on the Behringer. So that's going back to that next. Just a quick shout out to Behringer. This is, in my estimation, aside from many critical things I've heard, this is a good pair of microphones, and it is actually quite astounding what they can do. No audio expert. I wasn't sponsored or anything like that, but yeah, I think these microphones sound awesome. I thought I'd better add that in there. Now I'm ending the video. Thank you. All right, so here we are with the Behringer C-2. I'll just read some stuff. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. So I meant to not have the pop filter on the Oktava. I guess they're fair now because they both have the filter on. Testing 1, 2, 3. It does help with plosives to have that on. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. Her purse was full of useless trash. All right, so we get an idea what that sounds like, mono. Oh yeah, but before we continue on with the stereo configuration, let's see how this little switch here will make a difference. So this will be the low cut filter. Ready, 1, 2, 3. This is the low cut filter. Their brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I think I'm missing something there. The small brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, and then here's the minus 10 dB. Minus 10 dB, minus 10 dB. Next to, and now we're back to the low cut filter. Low cut filter. Now we're back to normal. Normal. We are back to normal. All right. So now we have it configured in stereo. I may have forgot to mention though, I had to switch preamps. I'm now using the Pro MPA-2, the ART Pro MPA-2, because it has 2 inputs and 2 outputs, more in line with this kind of configuration. I think the voice channel, you may be able to do more than one, but it wouldn't be like this. I don't think you'd have the separation. I think it's basically a one channel. That's why it's called voice channel, singular. Whereas the Pro MPA-2, you have 2 channels. So I had to switch that out. Testing 1. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. So if we wanted to do ASMR, no promises. Stuff like that. I went a little beyond it's pretty close. The spread of this sound bar they provide. Yeah, it's a little, maybe a little bit more, but that's what it sounds like in the stereo configuration. One quick test for me, does this ground lift actually, if I engage this ground lift on this Whirlwind micro or camera mic adapter, will it induce 60 hertz hum? I believe it will. No, I can't hear it from this end, but maybe you can hear it from that end. I hope not, because, well, that's already ruined some of my videos. But it's not its fault. I accidentally press it sometimes, I think. Anyway, whatever's next, because I'm kind of lost in my own editing at this point. I've lost some videos, and I've got to find a way to make it consistent. And if it's not throughout, if it's not kind of adhering to a nice congruency, that's why I lost some videos, and kind of stitching them together. All right. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. I'm just reading this from microphone test phrases every presenter should know. I just know the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And testing 1, 2, 3. This has some nice sibilance. Testing 1. In all fairness, I didn't really put the Oktava up to its, testing. But there's plenty of videos out there with me using the cardioid version of this, either that or the hypercardioid. And I think I've even used the omnidirectional. I almost forgot it was on there and kept using it. But we're just sticking with the cardioid. All right.